Hello, I'm Joe and welcome to Access A-List. Now, first up this week we heard the sad news that Whitney Houston's daughter, Bobbi Kristina Brown, was found in her bathtub at home due to what looks like an overdose and at the time of filming is still in a medically induced coma in a hospital. It's a sad mirror of a Grammy award-winning mother's death as Whitney Houston was found dead in a hotel bathtub in February 2012 after several years battling drug and alcohol addiction. The fact that the incident is around the anniversary of her mother's passing, coupled with recent tweets that many have interpreted as a cry for help, things such as "miss you mummy so much," has caused many to debate the cause of the incident, but whatever the case, our thoughts are with Bobbi and her family and we wish them all the best. Hey there, sports fans. Sorry about that. Basically, we're just excited because this week was the Super Bowl, and just as high profile as the iconic American football match is the halftime performance. Remember Janet Jackson's revealing show, anyone? No, well, us neither. But this year, the honour went to All-American pop princess Katy Perry, whose bonkers performance certainly lived up to the hype as she flew across the crowd on a huge star and, naturally, rode a giant metal lion. Katy's performance drew in 118.5 million viewers, breaking the record set by Bruno Mars. However, the biggest talking point was the impromptu appearance of hip-hop veteran Missy Elliott alongside Katy, with many viewers and commentators, myself included, being delighted. However, many young fans took to Twitter asking who this strange woman was, with some even accusing her of trying to be Nicki Minaj. Missy took it all in her stride though, tweeting, among other things, "I believe the children are our future. Teach them well, let them lead the way. Now let's go to iTunes and get some Missy joints and dance." To Arab's Got Talent now, and this week's show began with Egyptian judge Ahmed Helmy giving a message of condolence and solidarity to his people after recent militant attacks. And 6 more acts were eliminated on the talent show this week. The lucky ones were the 13-year-old Lebanese dancers Karen and Telma and the 16-year-old Egyptian singer Yasmina Al Alwani, who got through. And as we come to the live elimination rounds, only 40 of the hundreds who initially auditioned will remain, and mystery still surrounds the identity of who they will all be. But some youngsters who are guaranteed a place are Palestinian teenage band Takht Al Sharqi from Gaza, who were sent through following their first audition. Sticking with music news, and Egyptian star Tamir Ashur has released a video featuring his brand new tracks entitled I Have Lived Moments With You, following the album of the same name. Among the songs are I Am Coming Back, I Have No Solution, I Have Come For My Dignity, It Is Not Easy, We Haven't Finished, Farewell Time, and Apart From You. And in some other music news, this week we heard the fantastic idea that Dubai is set to host Reggae Beach Fest this Saturday 7th of February in honour of the anniversary of the passing of the great Bob Marley, which comes hot on the heels of the news that Marley's band, the Wailers, will also be performing in Dubai in May. Back to the US, where we heard some happy news this week, as apparently Johnny Depp married his fiancée Amber Heard in a private ceremony at their LA home. The pair got engaged back in 2012 and have sensibly tried to avoid the spotlight, and it is believed that this was the thinking behind their small private ceremony. However, a larger scale one is expected on Depp's private island. Well, looks like that's what you get for being Captain Jack Sparrow at some point in the future. Yeah, a pair with slightly less heartwarming news are Paris Hilton and Kavanagh, both of whom have been booted off Celebrity Big Brother in the UK. Kavanagh was the first to leave and described the house accurately as a freak show. However, the big news was the eviction of celebrity blogger Hilton. Proclaiming the entire experience the Perez show, he was a source of constant tension in the house, especially clashing with the outspoken Katie Hopkins. However, in his exit interview, Hilton said, "If I could go back in time and do it all again, I wouldn't." In big TV news now, this week saw former Friends star Lisa Kudrow's critically acclaimed but ratings adverse show The Comeback, well, make a comeback. The show had a short-lived run on HBO in 2005, but was cancelled by the network despite gaining a cult following and huge critical acclaim. This second series continues to follow washed-up sitcom star Valerie Cherish, played by Kudrow, who is also co-creator. And while the first series was ahead of its time in terms of reality TV and showing the humiliation people were willing to suffer just to be famous, this series follows Cherish as she degrades herself again, playing a version of herself in a snobby cable show meant to mirror the likes seen on modern TV. It's painful to watch, it's beautifully written, and it's very well acted, as well as being incredibly funny. Just like Matt LeBlanc with Episodes, this postmodern show has given Kudrow her first genuine post-Friends classic. The Comeback is on Sky Atlantic on Thursday nights and is available on demand and is highly recommended. We look ahead to movies now, and as Valentine's Day fast approaches, we're going to have a look at one of the most hotly anticipated films of the year in 50 Shades of Grey. Now, the film stars British model turned actor Jamie Dornan in the title role as the wealthy wizard of raunchy relations, and to add to the frenzy of publicity surrounding the release, the normally shy and retiring Kim Kardashian has even jumped in with a Twitter review after having an exclusive preview screening. Kim tweeted, "Girls' night watching a private screening of 50 Shades of Grey. OMG, it's so good." Well, thanks Kim, and we'll bring you the full preview next week before its release, but in the meantime, please do stick around to the end of the show for a look at the steamy trailer. But now to films out this week, and first up, Selma tackles the difficult task of telling the story of a great man, as the film chronicles the tumultuous 3-month period in 1965 when Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led a dangerous campaign to secure equal voting rights in the face of violent opposition, and the film also questions how far the modern world still has to go to realise Dr. King's vision. And after the disappointment of last year's Mandela, Brit David Oyelowo plays King, and despite being glaringly overlooked in the major categories at this year's Oscars, trust us, this film is this week's must-see. At last, The Interview has come out, and after the global political firestorm and huge media coverage, surely this is one of the most daring and exciting comedies of the last 20 years, right? Wrong. The film tells the story of two TV execs, played by James Franco and writer-director Seth Rogen, who are tasked with turning an interview with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un into an assassination. Not only is the subject a bit tasteless, but the film is infantile and generally unfunny. However, it has broken Sony's online revenue record, so just goes to show that all publicity really can be good publicity. Finally, something a little bit nicer, and Shaun the Sheep is the delightful animated tale of a sheep called, well, Shaun. From the team at Aardman Animations, who brought us the much-loved Wallace and Gromit series, this movie sees Shaun get to take centre stage as he heads off to the big city in an attempt to get all his mates back to the farm safe and sound. Now, as always, the real joy comes in the lavish attention to detail in both the visuals and the writing, and there are gags in there for kids and adults alike, and trust us, it's a real treat. That's it from this week's Access A-List, and for more of the latest entertainment news from all across the globe, make sure you check out levant.tv. But, as promised, we thought we'd play you out with a look ahead to the highly anticipated 50 Shades of Grey in cinemas Valentine's Day. And believe us, if you blush easily, look away now. I'm Joe, thanks for watching.
So?
See ya.
What was he like?
Mr. Grey will see you now.
He was really smart, very intense. To what do you owe your success?
I've always been good at people.
I have a natural instinct for what makes a person tick. Anastasia?
Christian. You do realize that he hasn't stopped looking at you.
Have you met someone?
Be free.
I like to see your face. Gives me some clue what you might be thinking.
So you're a control freak?
I exercise control in all things.
It must be really boring.